Welcome back to part 2 of the random rule every act challenge. The way this works is basically whenever we enter a new act, we spin this wheel. Where is it? So I click this button, then we spin the wheel, and whatever rule it selects, we add that to the current stack of rules up here in the corner. And that's basically it. We started off, we've been so unlucky so far, I feel like. It's been a really cursed run. I guess there are no positives on the wheel, but like no combat skills. The third skill tree was banned right away. Then no cube when we entered Act 2. And then finally no trade at vendors. And trade does not include gambling or repairing, because those are their own rules. But no buying gear, and chat convinced me last time, also no selling gear, which is, you know, that's trading. And also it means no potions. Thank you, 1 second. And then also no potion buying, which is huge for the way I play the game usually, and no portal scrolls or identification scrolls, so pretty tough rules. Thank you so much, Grushka, for the Prime sub, I appreciate it, thank you. So, I mean, we're off to a tough start, but on the other hand, it's been really interesting so far. Like, find potion is is like a core skill for this character now. Yeah, brutal. Well, hopefully it will get better from here. Well, it can't get better, I guess, but I did a little bit of stash management. So I have cleared out my second shared stash tab, and I will allow myself to dump potions in here for the future. And then here I have a bunch of runes and some gear. But yeah, actually, I wanted to show you. You know how I used Diablo.run to share my current gear with live viewers before? Well, unfortunately, Diablo.run is shut down. So a big, huge shout out to Paladine for making a great alternative. So you will see in the pinned message in the chat, both on YouTube and on Twitch, you can now once again see my full gear, fully updated. It updates when I save and exit the game, when I identify an item, and also every 5 minutes, I think. So here you will see all my gear and also my inventory. Well, not all crap in my inventory, but like I only have 1 charm right now. And then my stash. And of course, this is only the character's own stash. So that's why I used the secondary stash for potions. So then you can, you know, you can sit there in theory craft. What rune words can he make with the flail? And then we also have for the cube, only Kalim's Eye and the mercenary. And this looks really, really nice. So again, a big shout out to Paladine for clutching it. I guess if you're watching this as a VOD later, you can't really use it because it is updated to the most current gear, so you will spoil the gear if you look at it, I guess. Alright, I think that's it. I'm recording. I'm live on both platforms. I have the chat up. I have the wheel prepared. I guess there's no more lingering in town. We better head on out and try to make the best of the situation, I guess. A random guy suffer. May the random guy suffering begins. Yeah. I do not have the Pepsi Max ready. I should have a mini fridge next to the streaming setup. maybe you already answered this, but will you make another only ex-mercenary? Yes, I will. I want to do it, but I haven't really started it. I haven't really planned it. So I'm not working on it right now, but yeah, it was a fun run. The rogue mercenary only was really fun, so definitely. Yeah, weapon masteries are allowed because combat masteries is their own tree. So the rule was actually the third skill tree is banned. So when I say combat skills, it means the skills in this tree specifically. But from my experience, a self-found barbarian are pretty weak anyway, so I mean, losing the combat skills sucks, but it's not like... For a level 20 barbarian, the combat skills aren't like the sorceress's fireball anyway, right? Or maybe I'm just coping. So I need to remember now that I can't... I mean, it's hard to put skill points in this tree on accident. It's hard to use the cube on accident, but I'm really scared about accidentally trading out of habit, so I will do my best to remember that. And that's gonna be harder and harder the more rules we get. What about items that give plus skills that is from the combat tree? Yeah, actually, when we roll the rule, I think the general the sentiment was that items with +2 barbarian combat skills should be allowed. But I've been thinking about it off stream, and I think the skills in this tree are just outright banned. So I can't like get +1 to Berserk on a Barbarian Helm and then use it through that. I don't think that's within the spirit of the rule. That's not how I intended it when I wrote it anyway. So I think the skills in the tree are just banned. Will we finish normal today? Well, one can hope, right? I have no idea. It really depends on what we roll for the next few acts. I would say that if we don't get too tough rules in Act 4 and 5, we could definitely finish normal today. But imagine if we lose Emilio, then the run's basically over, right? No, not really, but I mean, he does a lot of work. It was very apparent last time, whenever me and Emilio fought 2 different packs of enemies, he could like take them down in less than half the time I took down the pack I was fighting. I'm actually, instead of using an antidote to heal the poison, I'm gonna try to out-heal it, because Find Potion can find health potions, mana potions and rejuves. You cannot find antidotes with Find Potion, and since I can't buy antidotes in town anymore, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. I'm also going to make an effort to focus a little bit harder when I'm fighting enemies. I did die 3 times last stream. And if I'm honest, I think it was the chat's fault entirely for distracting me. That's fair to say, right?
I am overburdened. I am overburdened.
Potions. Maybe I will need a lot of mana potions eventually, but I don't think I need to yet. You can't... Can you make steel in a scythe? I don't think so. We said axes, hammers, and swords, right? So I can't make steel in this. Time to start stacking those antidote and phone potions in the stash. Yeah, definitely. That is the plan. I think I have four antidotes plus this one. This is like a panic antidote. in the stash, and then I have 2 thawing potions currently. Hammers aren't maces, never forget. That's definitely something I'm gonna forget. When a character is strong as this, you'll finish hell today, no problem. Sorry, I was reading the chat. Let's move on. I still need to find the Flayer dungeon. I only have the quest item from the Spider Cavern. So I only have one of the Kalim's organs. Oh, that's right. I don't need to keep any item that I would usually pick up to sell, since I'm not allowed to sell items anyway. But I mean, a rare claymore, that could be pretty cool. That could be good. I don't think I've ever used Find Potion before, but it's actually pretty nice. I mean, I have greater healing potions already, and lots of them. Whereas in this act, you would usually only be able to buy normal ones. Edgar Allan Poe 2. I don't know why that's so funny. Yeah, PoE 2 is getting the 0.3 update tomorrow, and a new season or league or whatever. I won't be playing it tomorrow though, because it updates very late in the evening. And I guess I already have this challenge and the gamble run going. But I might stream some Path of Exile actually sometime soon. I've been pretty interested in giving that game another try. Well, I am kind of struggling a little bit against even these easy enemies. Alright, let's hope for a good ring from Ormus, that could be important. Right now we have like 16 attack rating and 10 attack rating.
This holy blade does not belong in the hands of this Akaroon.
Let's not be lazy with potion horking.
Great hands.
I don't think it's quite good enough, but we could go for a big two-hander actually.
This magic ring does me no good.
Let's see if it does me any good. Alright, it is certainly better than one of these. It's certainly better than that. I mean, you have more attack rating and life mana and cold resist. Perfectly decent, I would say. Well, I should have put it in the stash, not drank it. It feels so weird to just throw a bunch of stuff on the ground instead of selling it when I'm so close to a vendor. Double your mana. Well, that's actually kind of nice to spam Find Potion. You are right. 23 to mana is a big portion of my small mana pool. My favorite my favorite gear finding mechanic is when the beehive drops a full plate armor. Yeah, it's kind of funny with random loot like that. Let's do the speedrunner thing and run for lower crossed waypoint before we go into the dungeon. Traded Gidbin for ring from vendor, restart the challenge. We actually had a discussion about that already last time. We ruled that it is clearly a quest. The same with what's his name, Mephisto, trading the jade figurine to Mephisto for the golden bird, which is literally a trade. My item for your item. I think like the sorceress even says, perhaps no, this assassin says, perhaps I could even perhaps I could trade this for something more useful or something like that. But no, that's not a trade. One socket, unlucky. Oh, portal, nice. Portal scroll. Also, worrying so much about town portal scrolls is a bit weird. And also a bit weird to have so many skill points unassigned, but I don't really know what I want to invest in yet. Like skill points wise. Right, here we have the storm tree. Ooh, that hurts. Man, he just look at Emilio go. Maybe I shouldn't even bother attacking. I'm like a walking battle cry and bleed chance of steel. Alright, let's see if we have a big item drop from one of the chests, so we can see the difference in item spacing. It feels a little bit different, but I can't really put my finger on the difference. Is it that they are clumped closer together? Like if two items are next to each other, is it that they are closer, like there are less space between them? Yeah, that could be it. No attacking is not on the rule list, but actually no attacking might be less punishing than losing Emilio at this point. Oh, hey Paladine in Twitch chat. Welcome.
Yes.
I was just at the start I was showing off your the armory. Very cool. Very thankful for that. I sold something. You see, as soon as I'm distracted, I go and sell stuff on autopilot. So I'm gonna throw away all the gold I made. I didn't buy anything, I'm pretty sure. Buy it back. I'll just throw away the gold and treat Lost Charm as punishment for breaking the rules. And imagine if I can't keep track of 3 rules. What happens when we go up to like 10? I'm gonna be screwed. Actually, a chipped topaz is not... We can't cube gems anyway, so... Well, let's hope we can take down the Flayer dungeon on first try. I was actually looking at my gear when I was setting up the armor yesterday, and I actually think I should I had a thought about a gear change, but I didn't do it because I didn't want to do it off stream. But I actually think that I should give Emilio the rare skull cap. I think that's gonna be much better. I mean, it's nice to have chance to cause Frost Nova, but that helm does have pretty good stats. You'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. I don't want to go to town just for that, since I have a limited amount of town portals. And of course Emilio is using a... It doesn't deal that much damage, but it has lifesteal, and having lifesteal on the Merc already is such a blessing. Especially since I won't be able to craft a blood helm for him now, since I can't use the cube. Ooh, set ring. We have been pretty lucky with loot though. Not necessarily that we have found very, very strong items, but we have found a lot of set and uniques. Definitely way above, you know, the expected rate, or how to say. And I want to clear this area out because there's a lot of corpses on the ground which I can find potions from. So I'm trying to clear out the last few as well before moving on. Crystal sword. Man, they deal so much damage. Don't they have a bunch of fire resist? Oh, not that much. Oh, max cold resist. That's pretty cool. Max cold resist. That's pretty cool. Unintended pun. Battle axe, 2 sockets, but slow 2-hander. No, thank you. Well, I accidentally pick up a bunch of stuff apparently. We have 5 ID scrolls. It's so tempting to identify it, of course, because I want to, but with only 5 scrolls, actually with 5 scrolls we can spare one. Complete 180. Hopefully Angelics, but maybe that can't even drop yet. So probably a Cathans. Cathans. But actually 6% lifesteal. 6 lifesteal, 2 damage reduction. Actually good in this situation. And what else we were looking at? Oh, ethereal. And we can't even do any imbue shenanigans, like imbue it, or actually you can't imbue ethereal items anyway, so never mind. I was gonna say we can't imbue it and then double upgrade it because we can't use the cube.
Good day to you, partner.
Yes, repair is not considered trading. You do it in the trade window, but no repairs is a rule of its own. So I can still repair for now. Thank you, Mook's Treasure Trove, for the Prime sub. Thank you, I appreciate it. As you can see, this is a... Without Find Potion, I think I would have been basically screwed already. You know, not getting any potions from the vendors in town. Did I work everyone? Not quite. Oh, an axe as well. Ooh, do you reckon double steel? Or steel plus blade bone? We do have the runes to make another steel. I mean, this deals more flat damage. For now, I think this is decent, but if we end up relying 100% on open wounds only, obviously, another steel. We'll save it, though. Oh, I ran a little bit too far, and now I think I have to keep running, so I'm not surrounded. Hard leather armor. We are looking for socketed armors too.
I can't carry anymore.
I think I have a scale armor, a 2-socketed one, but that is medium, I believe. And I would of course prefer a light armor. Oh, it's ethereal. I've seen the pro Hawk barbs are doing like this, I guess, to not have to click on every individual body.
I am overburdened.
The pro Hawkers. That's an expression. Oh, scale is heavy even. That is rough. It's so cool that the barb can just jump through the iron gates, just not this one. Yeah, it is really convenient, especially on level 3, to be able to leap through the iron bars. For sure. But yeah, like you said, not this one. You'll have chat to keep track of the rules. That works well with Llama. Yeah, that's true. Chat will yell at me if I try to do something forbidden. Alright, I thought I found a shortcut, but apparently it wasn't a shortcut at all. I should fight actually, because I need experience, but I also don't like fighting. But you know, it is... If by not fighting I'm only making it worse. Oh, one of my weapons broke. That is one downside of having two pretty fast but weak weapons. So let's just run and try to steal the quest item and then get out of here. That didn't work out quite as I would have hoped, of course. Emilia can take care of that. Bone shield, we're getting... I can't believe the amount of set and unique items we're getting. I mean, for sure we are at 89 magic find, which is a decent amount, but I basically always have between 70 and 100 magic find in Act 3 normal, because I focus so much on magic find. But this is something extraordinary. What do I sacrifice? Definitely not the throwing potion. Stamina potions are only convenient, they are not actually that good, right? Nice. I don't actually think it's very good, but if we're going for the Singer Barb, which already has been theory crafted, then it could be very good. Oh, there's a bunch of greater healing potions. I need those. And then instead of taking a town portal, we can save one town portal and save an exit instead.
Good day.
Nice. And you see, I instinctively run to Ormus every time. I don't like fighting, Zarfen the Barbarian. Repairing is allowed, even though I'm not allowed to trade, because that is something else entirely. 20 faster cast rate, 5 mana after each kill. I mean, this could definitely be something we use. I think the day of the Strangling Gas Potion is over. This could definitely be useful before we get double spirit, if we go for the Singer route. Nice. fun find also. It's always fun to find uniques. The challenge is remembering the rules, yeah. The challenge rules are up here. And the more rules we roll, the more text will be added. By the way, all of the viewers who like to complain about my inventory management, take a good look right now, because my inventory is never gonna be as tidy as it is currently. This was the helm I was thinking about. I'm gonna give that to Emilio instead of the
I'll put that to good use.
Frost Nova. 28 fire resistance, attack rating. Actually, I don't think mercenaries use attack rating, but 28 fire resistance is pretty big. Death Spade can probably go. I mean, it was fun to use for a while, but I think it's worse than Steel. Anything else I want to do? Not really. Antidote start from the top, but potion from the bottom. Thanks, now I can't sleep tonight. It's impossible to please the stash organization maximalists. The Marie Kondo of stash management. Is gambling trading? No, gambling is its own rule as well. So regarding vendors, there is no trading, no repairing, and no gambling. But those are 3 different rules. So I can still gamble and trade, and repair. And of course revive the mercenary, which you do at a vendor in some acts. ASMR inventory goblin. Maybe there's a market for that, like making content about, tidy inventories as ASMR, or like comfort content. Or like those TV shows where people go down, like there's a team of cleaners who goes to a hoarder that has too much stuff and, you know, can't throw anything away, so their home looks like a complete pile of trash. Maybe that, but instead someone comes and cleans up my inventory space, like my shared stash. My stash looks like an episode of Hoarders. Oh, exactly. Great minds think alike. Well, I actually, in the original Diablo 2, you didn't used to be able to, you know, control click, or shift click, I guess it is, to transfer it to the cube. And then, you know, when you have to move it over anyway, then it's easier to keep it organized. But now in Resurrected, when they added the like shift click to just throw it over, it's so hard to not do the lazy way for me. That is correct. I cannot sell items. So it's not I'm gonna have that much money to gamble with, for example, anyway. But I also can't buy potions, so the only thing I can spend money on right now is gambling and resurrecting Emilio. And resurrecting Emilio is super important, obviously. Ooh, 2 suck at hell, nice. But I could probably afford to do a little bit of gambling at some point. We could gamble a few circlets, maybe. In 1 level or so. Just scouting the map to see if we have another bonfire for potential future lower crust farming. But even if I don't have another bonfire, the one we have is very close to the waypoint. It doesn't look like it. I guess I didn't explore the middle of the map. I don't think it can... Well, maybe it can fit up here. Let's go and look. And then we'll go look in the middle. Alright, no bonfire here, but exit to the next area. The Wheel of Pain returns. True. How long is the challenge already running? I think... Yeah, I did a long stream yesterday, right? I think I ended up going like 5 hours yesterday. So we are like 5.5 hours in, I guess. Yeah, it looks like we only have one bonfire, but we do have a few huts with racks as well. If we really badly need a base item, we could rack for one. Oh, finding plenty of rail runes, but still no tal. Well, I'm not that interested in making a stealth rune word anyway, since I have Arctics, the Arctics combo. "95% of my inventory is filled with pots I don't need, complaining about having no space left for items." Yeah. Well, that's like me, but instead of hoarding potions, I hoard every single chipped gem, every potentially useful base item, even to my own detriment, and, you know, every jewel and rune I find. You know, sometimes I end up using them, which I guess is why I can't let go of them completely. Every time I see a chipped diamond, I'm reminded about how I never got the chance to cube a Savage Polearm for Emilio. And a single tear rolls down my cheek. Good day, Zarfen. Worst of luck on the wheel today. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. Yeah, definitely. Good day, sir. I wish you a terrible day. I like it when me and Emilio attacks the same enemy, because then you can't really tell who deals the most damage. Oh, I panicked and drank a rejuve. It's fine, I have... Alright. Whoops. I thought I would be safe after drinking a rejuve. Well, so much for playing better today and not dying so much. It's fine. It's fine, yeah. I have some timing sometimes. Alright, let's get we got that out of the way. I don't know what's going on, but it's fine, yeah. Hello, rabbit. Also, since you're running to your corpse, is this hardcore? Maybe. It's not, but it is all because of the wheel. The wheel decided that this was not a hardcore run. And we joked about this last time also, but in some ways it would have been a blessing if this was a hardcore run, because then it would already be over, and then we could start another character. But no, actually, I don't hate this run at all. It's kind of difficult already, or very difficult already. But it's also very interesting. I'm already playing very differently. Like, the most important thing is potion management, and that is like never the case. I always spend thousands upon thousands of gold just buying them instead. And the masochist in me kind of looks forward to later in the game when I'm starting to run out of potions and have to, you know, go farm for a few more potions before attempting a boss or something like that. But that's the thing, so, I mean, there's no reason to run around with half HP, which is, I guess, is part of the reason why I died. But just because I have a limited amount of potions, my brain doesn't want to drink them before, like, too early, even though I have a bunch of potions. So there's really no need to be so stingy with them yet. But I am anyway. Wasted all the luck on the hardcore versus softcore spin yesterday. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might be the case. And also, I'm not sure that saving all skill points still is actually the correct play. But it's so hard to commit to something when I don't really have that good of a weapon yet. If I find an F rune, I will be able to make malice. And I could commit to a malice. I could definitely see myself committing to a malice. Thank you, Straylol, for the 7 months on Twitch. Thank you, thank you. What is this? A Thursday? I know. First a Wednesday stream, then a Thursday stream back to back. Who am I and what did I do to Zarfen? Am I a streamer now, or is this just a creative form of procrastinating video work? Who knows? Oh, that is true, Kumarin. Malice will force you to drink a lot more potions. Yeah, Malice, since Malice has drained life, it will force me to drink a lot more potions. Man, that is true, and that is not good. Huh. I did not think about that, because usually you can just circumvent the downside of Malice by just buying even more potions. Well, in that case, am I a steel boy instead then? I mean, the beautiful thing about Malice is that it not only does it have 100% open wounds, it has bonus to attack rating, it has minus enemy defense percentage based, and it has minus defense per hit. I think it has all those three. So it's super good to solve your attack rating problems as well. Oh, that's true. I could use some replenish life to offset it. And I do have a ring with 4 replenish life in my stash, but that's the only stat it has. So it feels a little bit meh to use that. But maybe it's worth it to be able to use a malice without worrying about it. Could use it on weapon switch. It is true. But it's also a little bit of work. To, you know, remembering switching back and forth, but you are right, I could do that. And now it's very painful to not be able to cube these into a normal gem and then upgrade them on the gem shrine. And I actually think I should upgrade that skull instead. Right? That has life replenishment. I wish I had a better skull to upgrade, but... Life rep plus 3. There have been a few suggestions that I should add something to remove a rule or swap a rule out or re-roll a rule or something, and I very much like the definitiveness of if you roll something bad, you have to deal with it. So I'm not a fan of allowing myself to easen up the rules, even if it leads to my demise eventually. Fully knowing that I might be looking at a terrible run. Also didn't go to Alcor, and I didn't leave my helm. You're kind of helping, Emilio. I'm doing something, right? I'm doing my part. And soon I will have battle orders to make him tankier. And Battle Cry is really a very good skill. Like for a... whenever you have a run where you're kind of underpowered, I think Battle Cry is such a good skill. Minus 25% enemy damage, only physical damage, but still. And minus 50% enemy defense. Is there a remove a rule jackpot on the rule? It's not on the wheel. It is. There isn't. And maybe I could see myself adding one single like portion of the wheel that is a positive. But on the other hand, I also think it's fun if it's all bad. Maybe you should consider reaching level 99 in this act. Oh, you know, that would certainly help. Good idea.
Yes.
Replenish life 5. Okay, here we have... well, perfect. Our malice problems are solved. That's kind of funny. And also, I kept... the reason I kept the +4 one is if I roll that health potions aren't allowed, this is like my last bastion of healing. And lifesteal, I guess, but that is a little unreliable. 7 magic find, you know, maybe we have to do a bit of grinding at some point. 6 attack rating, 15 energy. Well, now we have the usual problem that the stashes are overflowing. Oh, we have a bunch of tier and L runes. But I don't have any faster axe. Let's keep with Blade Bone for now. And looking at this, I don't really need to worry about potions yet. Of course, it's better to have a full stash sooner rather than later.
May
5 more
protect
stats.
the shadow from
Actually,
caress.
this is some... if stacking my skills, saving skill points is questionable, saving stat points is straight up stupid, I think.
What do you need?
Okay, actually, let's do a little bit of gambling at Alcor. And I think you can't go wrong with gambling a helm. But actually, maybe it's time to try to replace the boots or the gloves instead. I mean, gambling a circlet could be big, but this is also 8 fire resist, 9 life, and 25 magic find. So I actually think that I want to gamble boots instead. Or a little bit of both. Some faster run walk, some resistances. Not heal stamina 50%. $12 fire. Frost Nova when hit. Ooh, 24 magic find and 18 cold resistance. The perfect item, because then I can cite the resistance for being the reason I get the skill. But it's really the magic find. Oh, I sold. You see... Yeah, my bad. I owe 1012 gold. Alright. Thank you, Rag. I will throw that away. No, I'm not allowed to. Another example of how is this gonna go with just a few more rules. You know, selling your bad gambles is such an autopilot move. And you know, then you're thinking about your gear, thinking about the chat, and trying to say something to keep the stream going at the same time. It gets a little much. We could go for one circlet, but maybe we should save a little bit of gold after that. I mean, we can gamble 2 circlets and then we can save a little bit of gold after that. I almost did it again. Actually, if you can't sell the circlets back, gambling circlets is so much more expensive because they usually sell for a decent amount of gold, right? But if I can't give them back, holy crap, this is expensive. This is really expensive. But I actually think this is a pretty good helm for Emilio. 6 resistances and 3 magic damage reduction. And 3 magic damage reduction is actually kind of okay at this point in the game. I guess that's it, Karstein. I love circlets, the dopamine is real. Yeah, I guess that's really, it's just hidden gambling. You said I owe 1012 gold. And actually, maybe it's a mistake to gamble so aggressively, because it's actually gonna be tricky to get gold back. So if Emilio dies 5 times now, I'm in a bad position. So, you know, hindsight is 2020. But I shouldn't have gambled that aggressively. Need to up your gold find. Yeah, that would be great. How does the damage reduction stat work? -3 damage reduction equals -3 damage from all sources. Yeah, you pretty much got it, but magic damage reduction only reduces elemental damage and magic damage, I think. So like fire, cold, lightning, magic, I think. And maybe poison. I'm actually unsure about poison. And then there's another stat that is called just damage reduced by, and that is actually only working on physical damage. But yeah, that's pretty correct. So 3 is not a lot, but against small attacks that hit you often, flat damage reduction is good, but against big strong attacks, single attacks, then like resistances or percentage based reduction is better. So for example, if I had, for example, this is physical damage reduced by 2, and against the Flayers in the jungle, you know, the blowpipe guys, they attack you. There are like 20 guys attacking you at once, and each attack deals very little damage, but they attack fast and lots of attacks. And then flat damage reduction is good, because each individual attack deals very low damage. But then against something like 3 magic damage reduction against Mephisto's ice ball is not that much, right? That's basically how I think about it. What's the highest damage reduction an item can give? I'm not sure about magic damage reduction, but physical damage reduction, the highest level, which is not available until the late game, you can get up to like 24 or even 30, I think. Just found the channel. Bought D2 Resurrected yesterday. Awesome, Nisseman. I hope you enjoy it. And sorry for tricking you into buying a big time sink. Whoops, I'm surrounded. Well, it worked out. Do you consider respect to Singer Barb? That is probably one of the more reasonable options for us right now. Though of course I need to be level 30 before I even unlock the skill, and even then maybe doing it at level 30 is a little bit early. Because, you know, at level... then I will have a level 1 Warcry. And I'm gonna have a tiny mana pool, embed, faster cast rate. So maybe I need a little bit more support for it, but right now, with the rules we have at the moment, a Singer build looks probably like one of the better options. At least that's what chat tells me. I have actually never played a Singer Bard. Or maybe in Lord of Destruction, but not since Resurrected came out. Respec and then roll no war cries on the wheel 5 minutes later. It's definitely a risk we have to deal with in this challenge. Hi, hello Pocket. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, Storm Shield would of course be amazing. That has 30 or is it 30 or 35% physical damage reduction, which is very good. But in general, having physical damage reduction, like percentage based, is very rare. Because, you know, resistances, which is basically the equivalent, like 40% cold resistance is basically 40% less damage from cold. That is very common. But there is no, like, physical resistance, really. But there is, like, physical damage reduced by a percentage. But that's a super rare stat, unfortunately. You can't spawn them on magic or rare items. Hello Zarfen, chillest D2 streamer, salute to you from Argentina. Oh, thank you Edgar. Glad you think so. Welcome, welcome. Found my first Storm Shield while you were on vacation. Nice. It would be really fun to find a Storm Shield on a challenge once, because I'm pretty sure that would be an absolute super item for basically any challenge character. Though it is pretty heavy. Like, you need a big strength investment, but probably worth it even for like a necromancer. But of course, there's always the temptation to sell it for content instead. We're paratroopers, we're meant to be surrounded. Well, it would sure be nice to have a level 1 leap right now. But I guess we'll have to take the long way around. Well, now I'm out of potions in my inventory, so this is probably a good time to start actually looting, like finding potions from the enemies I kill again. Getting a little lazy about that. And also someone talked about this last time. Oh, actually, can't you find potion on... Well, then I was lied to. Apparently you can't find potion on skeletons. It's to prevent them from being resurrected. But you can use find item on them. That seems like a weird mechanic. You cannot use find potion, but you can use find item. Well, I still have find item in case I really need to get rid of a resurrecting body. Nope, you can't. I mean, it's obvious because they don't have pockets to keep the potions in. You know what? That makes perfect sense. Nuke Rabbit. I should have thought about that. Where would they keep the potions? You're streaming on Twitch at the same time? Yes, I am multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch. So I try to read any message I respond to, I try to read it out loud before I start responding. I just want to point out that we entered the sewers here. And in classic troll fashion, we went all the way around the outskirts of the map. And then it was like one fourth of the screen away. Classic. Classic. Right, let's see if Emilio can tank for us. I can contribute with a battle cry.
Thanks.
Now, for example, now I'm trying to be cheap and save a potion at the risk of dying. Well, it worked out this time, but I mean, I could have easily died to that cold nova if I was a little bit closer and a little bit lower. Thank you, Auntie. 2 streams in a row must be a dream. I'm not sure what's happening to that Zarfen guy. Streaming on a Wednesday and then on a Thursday and 2 days in a row. And the plan is definitely to stream on the regular Friday stream tomorrow as well. Saber, that could be a... Ah, it's ethereal. I was hoping for a 2-socketted Saber. That could have been a good steel base for even faster attacks. By the way, someone was asking me on a comment on YouTube. I'm not sure if I... hold that loot. Let me finish the train of thought. Someone was asking me why I use 2 weapons, and even if you don't have double swing, you still attack a little bit faster with 2 weapons instead of a weapon and a shield. But holy cow, the loot on this run is insane. Like the amount of sets and uniques. Save and exit to save a portal scroll. And I mean, you guys don't like it when I spec into a bow build off of the slightest of advantages, but this Ravenclaw fires explosive arrows and bolts. That's an amazing item. Amazingly fun, I should say. It's not maybe actually that good, because I think the explosive arrow on Ravenclaw is kind of low, a low level compared to Kukoshikaku. But it's such a fun item. Oh, by the way, since we can't trade, we can't buy arrows anyway. So I guess it's not gonna happen. We can just look at it. Look at him go. And, you know, dream of what could have been. But this is one item that I really like. It's so fun to shoot exploding arrows. And Bowbarian. Surprise sewer inspection. Yeah, that's a good one, Jinx. Cheater Barb. Yeah, how comes he has an arrow nooked? Yeah, where does this arrow come from, Mr. Barbarian? Alright, as fun as it is to dream, I think there is no way to make this work. Right? It's like a level 1 or a level 3. It's like a level 1 or a level 3 exploding arrow, I think, and that's probably not gonna cut it. Have you played a Bowsork yet, Zarfen? I haven't. Oh, actually, maybe... Well, I doing shared stash runs, it's not really my thing, but just in case I want to... I don't think I have a Ravenclaw saved anyway, so let's put that in the shared stash instead of throwing it on the ground, in case I want an early game boom boom bow. Does it work on an Act 1 mercenary? Unfortunately not. It has the animation, but the explosion deals no damage when used by a mercenary. Ooh, poison resist. I'm gonna bring the cube with me. I'm not gonna put anything in it, don't worry. Well, I'm gonna try to anyway. And now we are off to Travincal. Arrow to the knee. Now that's something I haven't heard in a long time. The OG Skyrim meme. I used to be an adventurer like you, then I took an arrow to the knee. That takes me back. Actually, I only know that meme, or like that phrase from memes, and through like context. I've actually never played Skyrim, like not a minute of it. I have watched the YouTube videos of Skyrim, but I have never ever played it myself. Alright, how do we want to do this fight? Oops, I should have brought more potions. Well, the town portal is close, or our waypoint. Are they all on the upper balcony? No, one of them is down here. Maybe see if we can pull him out. Lure him out, I guess you say, not pull him out. Thank you, Emilio, for helping. Keep an eye on the sea monster while I'll take care of the council. That's fine. Alright, and now he comes in and takes the credit. And this is the only thing, of course, I am allowed to use the cube for, because if I can't use it for quest items like this, it is impossible to progress. It's actually kind of a good weapon, or, you know, compared to my other weapons, it's alright. I guess is what I'm actually saying. Let's play it safe. Should I start hoarding some bolts just in case I find Burisa at some point? Is that too ambitious? What do you think? Actually, I don't think I will ever use a flawed sapphire. Clutch healing potion. Ooh, cursed. I'm gonna let Emilio tank that one. I guess Emilio also needs a bit of healing soon. Ah, it's fine, he can heal himself.
Here
ooh, antidote.
Poison the land.
Part of me wants to go to town to heal off the cursed and stow away the cube before I make any mistakes. But I also don't want to spend actually the tome is full, and then we can probably use them. 20 is a lot after all. Actually, oh right, you can't put the cube in the shared stash, I forgot. Well then. It is a little bit scary to have all my socketed items on this stash tab where I have all the runes and stuff. But if I put them on the shared stash tab that I'm using for this character, you won't see it in the character extension, which is why I have them here. All right, I actually have to do my first withdrawal from the potion bank right now. So I guess I should start finding more potions. This doesn't have a name yet. Otherwise, I suggest Diablo Roulette. That's a good one. Yeah, we called it Wheel of Misfortune last time. You're being a little funny with the TPs. You mean I'm worrying about them too much? Fair point. He will die for sure against Diablo. Challenge accepted. But yeah, Diablo is gonna be tough, because it is very likely that Emilio will die. And without Emilio, the fight is gonna be really long. And if the fight is really long, Diablo will have plenty of time to shoot me with his laser. Giant sword? One socket. Also, since I'm probably gonna have to rely more and more on open wounds alone, I will care less and less about the base damage of the weapon. And you know, would rather have stuff like attack speed. So even though I'm secretly dreaming of a big two-handed sword, I don't think that's gonna be good for us, since we're not allowed to use any combat skills. Hi, are you allowed to repair? Right now I am, but there is also a rule on the wheel that prevents repairing. But the no trading rule does not prevent me from repairing. Ooh, charm. I'm still picking up all kinds of items that the barbarian can't use. Old habits die hard, I guess. It's probably a good idea to find the waypoint. Not to be a pessimist, but it's probably a good idea to find the waypoint. Though actually, the waypoint will be facing in this direction, so I might be spending a long time running around on the map if I want to find one. Ooh, 3-socket poleaxe. That could be decent for Emilio down the line. I'm just gonna check if it is going up here soon. Otherwise, I'm just gonna ignore the waypoint. Oh, it could be here. Ah, perfect. Well, sometimes you gotta get lucky. You trade repair services for gold, though.
Good day.
Well, I made the rules, so I'm gonna overrule your ruling with my own ruling that favors me. Maybe you can farm for Amrune for strength. Oh, that would be big. Yeah, Amrune for strength would be big. This is never gonna be... Well... No, I don't think that's ever gonna be good enough. Same with this. Or maybe if I find another really good sword, I might wanna do it. I definitely need a helm for Ort and Sol, eventually. I glossed over it, but hello, 6 more poison damage. That's very welcome. Do I use any antidotes and thawing potions against Mephisto? Save Claymore for Fury. Ah, now I see what you're saying. Barbarian for Diablo. I'm willing to do some things for content, but not... There is a limit even to that madness. Yeah, right now I think I would rather spend town portals and go heal if I get poisoned and stuff, rather than waste the few antidotes I have. Antidotes and thawing potions. 100 attack rating is solid. 14 to 24 damage is also solid. 67 strength though. I could afford it. The problem is that, is my damage even, you know, worth considering? Apart from... Oh, sorry, Mephisto. Sorry, Emilio, I mean. I wonder if... Wow, that's a scary boss pack. Conviction Aura, and then Hydras and Lightning Enchanted. You see, I immediately went to Ormus, but this time I didn't sell anything.
Greetings.
Hello, TTD. Yeah, streaming today.
Good to see you.
The world has lost all rhyme and reason. You can't predict anything anymore. Poison is perhaps the least important resistance, but on the other hand, it is 3 stats, and 3 strength could perhaps be useful. Let's put some points into vitality. Here's the thing, how much strength do I want? So basically we concluded that this axe is not gonna be used for now, and then I guess it's never gonna be used. Yeah, checks out to me. And in that case, I shouldn't worry about strength right now. It's better to spend the stat points than to carry them around, I think. I think I have to build myself as a crushing blow and or open wounds kind of character.
Thanks.
Not sure how feasible that is, of course. Depends on future loot luck and rules luck. Oh man, he was taken down from like half HP to nothing in no time at all. Look at my resistances now that Brem gets close. Scary stuff. Actually, let me remove this, so I only attack with steel. And then watch the bleed take him out. Well, that did actually not do very much damage at all. I guess bleed hasn't started scaling that well yet.
Good evening.
That elite is Diablo wannabe. Is a Diablo wannabe. Yeah.
What do you need?
I mean, a lightning enchanted council member, because council members always have hydras, with conviction aura is probably one of the scarier things you can even run into in normal. And that hurts. Okay. It worked out, and also I'm not using Fine Potion. Again. Oh, all of the bodies despawned already. Well... Ooh. I don't like that. That felt like I died really quickly.
Good evening.
It is what it is. Safety TP. Told you so. Yeah, that would have been good. But I didn't expect to die. Oh yeah, especially since I ignored a bunch of dolls on my way down. Well, maybe it was a blessing in disguise. 2 sockets, but a breastplate is better than scale mail because it has less run speed penalty. Oh, I can only afford 1 more mercenary res? Oh man. It's not the first time gambling too aggressively has messed with a run. But if that is what screws us over now, I'm gonna feel really stupid. And I mean, going into Act 4, I would say the mercenary has a pretty good chance of dying, at least in the Chaos Sanctuary and against Diablo. I mean, is he even gonna stay alive against the real Mephisto? Well, maybe someday I'll learn to not gamble all the gold when I gamble. That's the Goblin life. I guess it is. Vexer, what a roller coaster of a message. I used to really like your stream. I still do, but I used to as well. You had me in the first half. Alright. There's not much strategizing to do, I think. Let's just hope for the best. I mean, we do have decent resistances, at least to cold. No! I was too slow with the potion. We have a slight problem. Actually, we have so many rejuves, I'm gonna bring extra and aggressively use them on the final Emilio life. To be honest, I didn't expect this to go so bad already. I felt so confident at the start of Act 3.
Good day.
Oops, I ran too far while reading chat. Use 2 steals for open wounds, then hit and run.
Yes?
Yeah. I do have the runes. I guess we're doing this. Is there anything else I can do? Not really. Well, I can use shout, as someone mentioned in chat, and make sure that that is up. Well, now I'm spamming potions on Emilio. I don't need to overdo it. Ooh. Oh man. Why didn't I use the rejuves? It's hardwired into my brain to not use them. Right. Someone said I am out of Emilio credits now, so I didn't look it up myself, but I'll trust them. Now we're gonna do hit and run tactics. Well, as long as he only poisons and attacks with his fist, I think it's pretty safe to stand here and attack. Oh, don't be greedy. Drink a potion, you greedy goblin. Alright, it looks like we're gonna make it anyway. But at what cost? Let's see if we can bleed him out.
Maybe now
We could.
the world will have peace.
Well, and no good loot. We already have Eisenhart's helm. Or we found it. I think we threw it away maybe. Oh, we can't sell anything anyway. Well, actually, here's a bunch of gold. Like 1.5k. Do I go into the portal? Or do I do something else first? I went into the portal. If you're wondering why I even asked that, it's because what if I roll that I'm not allowed to repeat areas now? And actually I need to roll the rule right away. Well, this is of course the most exciting part of the stream, but it's also guaranteed to screw us over. Welcome back, the Wheel of Misfortune. So it's time for rule number 4.
Good day to you, partner.
Thank you, Simon, for becoming joining the Goblin Gang. Welcome, welcome. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. Hello, darkness, my old friend. And I keep crawling back for more. Okay, let's not beat around the bush. Let's hope for no crafted items, because that we already basically have due to the cube. No, oh please keep going. Or actually no, that's even worse probably. Well, that's not good. I don't think it hurts us that bad right now. But I saw like it went past no set items. And then I thought about my ice and my Arctics. I need to remove it as well. Rares. Well, that is really rough for the future. I mean, no summons is basically free. And like there's no poison damage, no lightning damage. Those are kind of easy to build around, but we keep hitting the worst ones. No crafted items would be basically free, as I said, because we can't use the cube and we haven't crafted anything yet. But man, no rares. Well, put it up on the... No. Rare gear. No rares. Well, rare gear I should perhaps specify. Do I have any rares? No, my beautiful magic find helm. No, my ring. Okay, I had. Oh, sorry, I'm not gonna scream into the mic. Oh no, my beautiful ring and my beautiful cap. This was way worse than I thought. I forgot about those. And Emilio. Well, I can't afford Emilio, but Emilio has a rare helm as well. I can't catch a break in this challenge, man. Holy crap.
Hello.
And I guess I can't even sell them. Ah, this shit's too funny, man. What can you do but laugh? At least you'll keep your set items. Yeah, I guess. And well, it is 10 to all, an additional 40 cold rest, but it's, I mean, I'm mostly about the magic find, but how long is that gonna be good? Luckily, we do have a few save drinks. And a helm, I guess. Alright. Oh boy. Alright, let's, you know, get back from this, from a state of shell shock. How do we move on from this? I think the first thing I should do
Good to see
is
you.
probably to go and farm. Need to hurry if we're gonna beat normal today. That's true. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I think we need to go and farm some gold. I mean, I can't go out without Emilio, right?
What do you need?
Or can I? Countess plus gem shrine farming. Yeah, let's do a few countess runs. That should be very fast and also very easy. And we'll get at least a couple of runes as well. The problem is, of course, that I won't get that like experience or find any good items, most likely. All right. Lower Crossed. Yes, Raylol. Yeah, I should go to Lower Crossed. Let's do one tower run, just because the chance of a rune. But yeah, Lower Crossed runs should be the thing. Now, I said last stream that I will not allow myself to modify the player setting of the game, just because there is actually a rule about player setting count, which you usually want to do in Lower Crossed, but I still think it's gonna be good. You know, bunch of gold from all the chests, possibly some base items, and I mean runes and stuff. Would an expanded inventory mod ruin the challenge? I don't think it would ruin the challenge, but in general I prefer to keep my content unmodded, just so I don't have to explain to new viewers why my game looks weird, right? But I think on a run like this, it would be very convenient with a bigger stash. But also, I think it's fun for the audience if I have to sometimes stop and consider what to keep or not. Yeah, I actually don't think the tower is that good for gold in normal, because the gold piles are so small, right? This is like maybe 500 gold, which I guess is pretty good considering that I can't sell items. So in comparison to other raw gold sources, maybe it's good actually. I mean, that elite was stone skin, but it doesn't feel great to have to fight that hard to defeat an Act 1 enemy. To be honest. Alright, there's a big difference now, Kumadrin, that setting you were talking about with item spread on the ground. It's a huge difference. It looks much smaller. Usually the entire screen fills up with gold markers when you play otherwise. And also I should take 2 seconds to run over most gold piles, I think. Let's hope for a Tal room, so we can make stealth sometime. Oh, Tal and F. Hello. Actually, I kind of want another F rune. Don't I? Zarfen, of your 4 rules, which one is the least painful?
Yes?
Well, that's really picking between... Like, pick your poison. They're all pretty tough.
Good day.
It sounds weird to say this, but perhaps
Yes.
rares, or maybe even combat skills, is the least impactful right now. The cube is definitely the most painful. I'm not sure if the cube rule is actually the most powerful, but it is definitely not. How do you say? It doesn't feel good to not have the cube to do shenanigans with. I could definitely do a bunch of cool things with the cube. So we do have if L F now, and a 3-socketed flail to make a very good malice, and that's good. And I actually think I'm gonna do it soon. Actually, I do have double steel right now, so we can hold off a little bit. But that's good. If LF. That's very good for the future. Right, now... Oh, no, that's true. I did throw away Emilio's rare skull cap and replaced it with this. And this is allowed. But you know what's not allowed?
I'll put that to good use.
Oh, that's tough. And I threw away the unique polearm we found, but I guess a pole axe is good damage. And is it time to put a bunch of chipped skulls just for the lifesteal? Oh, malice for Emilio. That's interesting. Yeah, you were on it, TTD. Good call. Malice when you can't buy health potions. Yeah, that is a concern, but we found a ring with 5 life replenishment earlier. Can you make malice in a polearm? The millionaire, we're going to fight Diablo. Band, good. I think it's melee weapons. Alright. Well, that's nice. But do I not want to save that for myself? Get a prayer, Emilio, and use malice. I don't think that malice actually drains the life if it's on the mercenary. Alright, any melee weapon. Okay, thank you. Well, for now we can do it like that. Solid damage. The current rules are up in this corner. Ooh, Horned Helm. Oh, it's ethereal. But if we find a two-socketed Barb Helm with some good stats, could be a very solid, very nice base for lore eventually. Oh, thank you, Monster. I'm glad you like the content. I appreciate it. I'm kind of too much of a coward to actually do Travincal as well. So I'm gonna do Lower Kurast into... or like the Countess into Lower Kurast, I think. I should be much better about popping like random lootable terrain as well. The Eth rune I just asked for, okay. The universe is telling me that yes, you lazy bastard, you should be clicking a lot more items. Get M tier for me million you. Yes, M tier strength is very solid. The problem is getting them, the runes. They are super rare in this part of the game. 5 life replenishment and 14 magic find. A little bit greedy to get rid of 8 all-res. But I did it anyway. Well, to be fair, I didn't get rid of it. Time to show off the power of blue items. Yeah, I did a vendor items only run a long time ago, which was really fun. And you know, really, I looked up a bunch of tables and tried to maximize the weapons I could buy, like buying the best damage stats and stuff, and that was really fun. So there are definitely, you can buy items with like 200-300 enhanced damage, or at least 200, pretty easily. The problem is with no combat skills. I'm not sure if you can go the damage route. Maybe we need to go the bleed route. Did I miss a rejuve? Well, we saw against Mephisto that I'm not using them anyway. A ruby. I like how your amulet and ring are preparing you for the inevitable no health potion roll. I know, right? I have 2 life regen rings in my inventory. And I also saved a bunch of skulls just in case. Only like chipped skulls, but... Also, let's see... Well, I can't really tell from this. So we're just on a short farming detour before we go back into Act 4. Seeing some new viewers join. Welcome, welcome. We just beat Mephisto, rolled the 4 rule, but also ran out of gold completely. So I'm currently on a little bit of a gold farming run. So I have gold to resurrect Emilio in Act 4. So it looks like potions that you hork are bound to the monster level, not my level. So when I rolled the no rares, I had to drop Emilio's weapon, but I had a random polearm saved up. I had to drop my ring that I got from Ormus, which was unfortunately pretty good. It had like pretty good, like more than 20 cold resistance and some attack rating. And I had to drop my helm, which was a rare with a little bit of life, a little bit of fire resistance, and 2 open sockets, in which I had perfect, not perfect, but topazes for magic find. And now I only have 2k, or maybe I didn't, maybe I stashed gold between runs. Yeah, we need double spirit at level 30 so we can begin the shout barb. I really hope that war cries and rune words are not banned, at least for a while, because it would be really fun to try a singer. Because I haven't really used one before.
Good day.
The stash is full, man. Probably don't need all of these runes. Singer needs lots of mana, a really good idea to and save it is, yeah. That's the only reason I'm banking mana potions in case we go for a singer, because right now I can't use, I don't have any use for that at all. You can hork the council for gold. I think there's a real risk that I will lose money by running the countess because Emilio might die. But maybe I'm a bit overly worried. Stupid yellow color. Maybe because of this I should actually drop all of my magic find. No, I can find set items unique still. Set items and uniques still. Why does the weapon disappear after hitting the pedestal, by the way? In Travincal, yeah, good question. I guess it's consumed by the altar. I could surely stand to prepare a little bit more, but let's try and push on instead. If we need to later, farming in Act 5 is gonna be so much more rewarding, because you have better chance for gear and experience. Just need to remember that I can afford exactly one Emilio revive right now, so I need to be a bit more spendy with my potions. Both for me and Emilio. Man, I hate how much I laugh at puns. Emilio dies immediately. Oh lord. Whoops, press the quest button. Zarfen, let's do this patiently and... let's do this prudent and pragmatic thing. Also, let's not. Yeah, I can definitely feel a... what should you say? I definitely feel a different kind of pressure to be like, to not play too slowly and be too, you know, cautious when I stream. And I guess you guys are no strangers to watching grindy gameplay on this channel. But somehow I still am a little bit more
Thanks.
rushed when I stream gameplay. Maybe partially because it feels weird to, you know, play for 4 hours and advance one act. In normal, by the way. Normal difficulty, by the way. This looks a little bit bad. Let's use some reduce. At some point, instead of running into enemies and start fighting, I will just taunt them from afar to drag them to us one at a time. Which is definitely a reasonable and safe way to play. Like, taunt is a great skill. Only level 22. It would also, of course, be super nice to get to level 24, because then we unlock battle orders. That's gonna be pretty big. And also, I should find potion. Alright, you can't find potion the Doomcasters either. Can you find item them? Yes.
I need mana.
But that's so mana expensive. Wow. Ooh, Scroll of Identify. Stupid, beautiful rares. Have you played Project Diablo 2? I have, but it was several years ago. I don't really have an opinion on the state of the game or anything. I think it's a good mod, as far as mods go. It's a shame it doesn't exist in the Resurrected engine. Ooh, run! Emilio takes care of Isuel. I take care of 4 Doom Knights. Who wins first? Well, it actually looks like it will be me. I deal decent damage when I get to attack without being killed first. I'm gonna do something questionable. I'm gonna, because this is a super healing potion. I'll go to town and heal instead, and bring some worse potions from this stat. Yes, all of the rules do apply to the mercenary. I can't find... Is it... Maybe... Can you not find potion on undead enemies? Could that be a thing? Because I couldn't find potion on the Doom Knights either. And that seems just weird. This has the potential to be your hardest challenge. Yeah, it's turning out that way. I didn't really think that it would be when I started, but it could turn into a no skills, no mercenary run. And what do you do then? Then you're really in a bad position. But we're not there yet, so, you know. Actually, I'm just gonna stand and regen for a bit. Can run in and try to cause bleed. It's usually pretty visible when they start bleeding, but it doesn't seem like... I mean, surely Isuel should be... Isuel should be bleeding by now. But there's no visual indicator. Oh, Israel broke. Alright, here, now we woke up again. Oh, throwing potion. Being super greedy with potions because I am almost out. Whew. Actually, maybe I need to go to the Flayer jungle and just find potion on a bunch of guys, because apparently I can't find potions find potion on any enemy in this stupid act. Oh, I can on those guys. Oh. One more. Oh, nice. Bring me the health potions, please. I'm encountering the Grand Goblin live again. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Hello, hello. Thank you for the bless yous. It was actually not not a sneeze. I got something in my throat, and it's apparently still there. So maybe this is a good time. 2 hours in, maybe this is a good time for a Pepsi break. Let's find the waypoint first. I think Act 4 is gonna be a little bit of a struggle, but once we get to Act 5, we should be able to prepare really well. Like, we should be able to farm levels, we should be able to farm tons of potions. I mean, even if we have to do infinite Eldritch farming, we should be able to grab so many potions that way. Well, this was also pretty good. Ooh, even a full rejuve. Nice. Alright, this was pretty good. Yes, give me that potion loot. Well, all of a sudden I can start being really spendy with potions. I guess it was as easy as that. Zarfen Eldritch farming, no way! You've never seen that before. Right, now I'm gonna try and find a waypoint to stash some potions, then grab a Pepsi and then read some chat messages. Because now things are really getting more intense. Which I guess it's good in a way that I'm actually finally focusing on the game. And not, you know, dying while reading chat. Definitely gonna need to level up to 24 before Diablo. So I have at least level 1 in battle orders. Well, this is a lot of enemies. Oh no, I forgot I did not have leap. Maybe you can't leap over here anyway. I think you can. But now I am stuck. Alright, looks like we'll make it out alive, but that was a little... Oh boy. Stupid mouth.
Yes.
Oh man. Well, let's dash the full rejuves for sure. And I need to start using normal rejuves more aggressively. They are not that valuable, right? Why saving so many mana potions? Because I'm not allowed to buy mana potions for the rest of the game because of the rules. And right now there is a pretty decent chance that we end up being a singer or a caster barbarian. And then we might need a ton of mana potions. Though I don't need them right now, so I could farm for them later. Just that I happened to find a bunch while playing through. Well, now I find a lot of potions. 3 Sacred Axe. I actually don't think double axe is that good of a base. Like thinking about malice and other wounders. Don't wanna waste my super healing potions. I farmed 1,000 potions. I farmed 1,000 greater healing potions in Diablo 2. Next YouTube video confirmed. Alright, perfect, here we go. River of Flame.
Impossible.
I like how Emilio, as a random bodyguard from the desert, is like, sure, I'll follow you, I'll follow you into hell. Yeah. And for like a few thousand gold, and I'm not sure what the deal is with Greece. If like, does Emilio get a cut of that, or is he like a slave, or what's the deal?
What do you
Because I think that Emilio is probably not getting paid enough, no matter how you slice it.
Hail to you, champion.
Alright, be right back. I'm just gonna grab a Pepsi and hit the bathroom. Then we're gonna kill Diablo. Is no TPs one of the potential rules? No, I don't think so. No, it's not. But right now I'm not allowed to buy town portals. And now I'm down to 10, so I can run out, but it's not, they are not outright banned. And can't be. Actually, man, it's so difficult to know what to save. But I guess there is no universe where I would use a Morning Star over a Flail. So I can get rid of one of those. Swords. Maybe I want an axe. Whatever, let's not overthink it. Let's dump a few potions. Actually, let's dump all of the super ones. And then we keep going with like a few. Okay, final offer. 3 items the hero doesn't pick up, but you gotta let Diablo blast you with fire while the hero force feeds you red and purple drinks. mm. Oops, now I scrolled one of the chats all the way to the top. There's no sound for me. Well, I guess I was muted before. There should be sound now, right? New release to play with your eyes closed. There is actually one for no minimap, and I do not look forward to that. Full regions are sick. Didn't know you could hork them in normal. Me neither, but then again, I have never used Find Potion before, basically. But I'm a little bit surprised you can hork those potions already. Is it time to invest some points? But where do I even invest them? I don't think so. We already have 50% chance to find potions. It would be like Shout, but every additional point goes from 100 to 110. Getting as tanky as possible sounds intriguing. I mean, that would be a new way to play for me, for sure. So, oops, I wasted a town portal scroll. Yikes. But I also don't really want to double down on it, just because of the risk that I lose Emilio. You really underestimate defense. That is fair, and I can agree that I do. I think it's a how do you say, a remnant from when I used to play mostly endgame farming. Because when you are like level 90, especially before terror zones, when you were level 90 and, you know, blasting everything, defense weren't that impactful. But when playing through the game, and if you're at a similar level as your enemies, it can make a big difference. Defense, that is. But then I would also need to find some armor with good base defense, which I don't think I really have access to right now. Mid-battle potion horking. Okay, here we go. Well, I actually don't need to go back to Act 3 at all, because there's so many monsters with a bunch of small minions in this act. Though a big problem with Shout and similar skills are that their duration on level 1 is really short. So it's hard for me to remember to keep them up. Did we get all the passives already? Only the ones we have access to. So like we have iron skin, increased stamina. We don't have speed or resistances yet. We do have a bunch of unspent points that we could put in Axe Mastery, but I'm not sure if that's gonna make a huge difference, and in that case we are kind of locked into Axes. I should have cleared them out first. Actually, this looks good. By the way, someone mentioned Prayer Emilio before, and I would love to use Prayer Emilio. It's just that I think I won't be able to hit anything if I don't have Blessed Aim Emilio. The Prayer Emilio would certainly help with both his and my survivability.
I can't carry anymore.
For sure. That, I mean, Mephisto can be a real meanie, but this time it was really easy. I need faster cast rate to work all these bodies in a respectable amount of time. Right, Emilio holding up well.
Impossible.
Fall rune. Well, actually, if we are set on spirits and Warcry spamming a little later, it's good to get a Fall rune. Would have preferred an M, of course, but if I got an M rune, I would probably have used it on a strength right now. Which is not a bad thing, thinking about it. It would be really nice to have strength right now. And I'm gonna work so many potions. What's the shield? It is Wall of the Eyeless, the unique. I can show you the stats in a second, or you can go to the gear link at the top of the chat, a pinned message. Should be able to see it there. This character, if you haven't followed the challenge so far, he's been so lucky with rare, with set and unique drops. Definitely above what you would expect on average. Even though he has like almost 90 magic find, I still think he has been very lucky. Very, very lucky. Some gems, but what am I ever gonna use a perfect emerald for when I can't craft? And I can't reroll stuff in the cube. And I can't sell it. This is pretty much worthless.
Thanks.
I also think stamina potions are pretty meh at this point. You have exactly 100% magic find according to the site. Oh right, I did greedily equip some magic find gear, so maybe I am at 100. Yeah, 100. Healed stamina plus 5000%. Is that correct? Is that a display bug? Or what's going on? Well, I just said I didn't need stamina potions. Maybe that's why. Oh, was it because I had because I drank the stamina potion? Yeah, it was. Whoops, my bad. I thought I threw it out, but it was because I drank the stamina potion. Whoops. In this run, gemstones are really just placeholders for when you need to drop them for some actual item. Wow, too true, man. Too real. Too real. You know, I don't actually hate the idea of grabbing the waypoint, then returning and, you know, farming the maggots and the grotesque, mini grotesques for a bunch of potions. While we're here anyway. Yeah, perfect gems can be good socket fillers, but not a perfect emerald, right? There is like no situation where you would put a perfect emerald in a slot. Well, I guess if you want poison damage and you don't have any tail runes, and I have one tail rune, so that's almost me. You know, someone was asking about gear, and I've been referring to the gear link at the top of the chat, but maybe I should do a gear check every now and then still, for people who watch the VOD later on YouTube. Hey VOD viewers, by the way, I appreciate you. Let's do that. Currently wearing steel double X, 50% open wounds to being the most important. Steel axe, same thing. My random replacement helm for the beautiful rare I had to drop. 2x mastery though, helpful. And 1 life. Objectively good, I guess. Replenish life magic find. Arctic's first and Arctic's belt. Nice combo. Super lucky to find both on the same run. And we haven't really farmed that much, like repeated. 40% magic find, of course, very nice for finding even more loot. 15% magic find gloves. If I found a pair of gloves with some big resistance, I would definitely swap them out now. So I guess I should start picking up gloves from the ground and identify them. Cathan's ring. Magic find ring. We had a sweet rare from Ormus that I had to sell or get rid of when we rolled no rares. And 18 cold dress, 24 magic find boots. Pretty solid. Could of course be better, but you know, having rares be banned, that is very rough, because rare boots, belts and gloves are such a good source for dual or even triple if you're super lucky, but like dual resistance rolls. So gloves, belts and gloves could really shore up your resistances, but of course without rares being allowed, it's gonna be much harder to get those rolls. Sorry for the weird mouth noises. And I keep going to try and buy stuff, but of course I can't. Big poshy posh. Well, Act 4 started off feeling a little bit rough. But for the last couple of areas in the River of Flame, it has felt pretty good actually. So I'm pretty optimistic, even though we haven't even reached Diablo yet. Now a flawless diamond on the other hand, that could definitely be really good. I just think that emeralds are never gonna be used. I guess I can keep a perfect one for now. Until I run out of stash space, I guess. Man, I am so poor as well, and I'm not allowed to sell them either. I kind of regret letting the chat trick me into not being allowed to sell those. Well, I guess I just have to run back. Emilio got into the groove, yeah. I'm not gonna pretend that I can claim any of the glory for how things are going, or get to claim any credit, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm basically doing a potion farming run. Ooh. Though I shouldn't buy, then it's not really good. Well, once the bleed triggers, I deal decent damage as well. I'm not completely useless. I'm gonna get carpal tunnel. Let's hold the button in instead and just move it around. Alright, lots of full reuse, very nice. I mean, with a high level find potion, we could definitely... I usually say my full reuse until end of hell. But it's very nice to have those if the run's gonna be a struggle already. Maybe reset the rules at the start of a new difficulty. It's normal now, but already hard. Well, yeah, but I mean, that's the point, right? The whole idea of introducing the wheel is to make it really hard. Though I will be the first one to tell you, or to admit, that it is much harder than I thought it would be. But of course, I have been quite unlucky with the rolls, right? Hitting back-to-back painful rolls. Back-to-back, to back-to-back. Right, nice. We should definitely hit level 24 at this rate. I'm gonna let the eggs hatch so I get more small guys to farm potions on. Well, Emilio had other ideas in mind. That egg took a really long time to hatch, actually, so... Zarfen dragging himself to bail in hell, arms tied behind back using his teeth.
Not enough mana.
Well, I'm not sure what's wrong with me, but I do enjoy a really grindy run. The only downside for this extremely stupidly grindy runs is that sometimes it's hard to... How do you say? It's hard to make a super grindy playthrough justice in an edited video. Because you don't really... For a video, you don't really wanna, you know, have 20 minutes of unedited grinding through the River of Flame. And also, they take a long time to record, which means fewer uploads. But I'm really enjoying this run. As funny as that may sound. And of course the super grindy runs are also very fun to do live, because then I have some company. I appreciate you helping explain the rules, Kumadun, and also the other ones who answer questions for new viewers. So I don't have to repeat myself over and over. The rules aren't really self-explanatory, I guess, because there's no list of the available rules, and I made them all up anyway, so they are of course open to interpretation. I mean, Diablo should be perfectly doable. It's gonna be tough to, you know, soak up his damage, because I have a feeling that not only the lightning is gonna be tough for this character, but also the fire spells. Only 10 fire resist. But we have a decent chance to hit. We have open wounds on the axes.
I am
of course, it's gonna be hard to rely on Emilio for the Diablo fight. But we are prepared with potions. That's for sure. Bloop. Bloop. Let's go! Full stash tab of potions. Alright. We can probably be satisfied with the potion farming for now. I used to write instruction books, so I like explaining. I'm also a pathological liar online. Alright. Oh, hey Kano, thank you for the good luck. I sure need it. I could sure use a little bit of luck for the next rules roll. For the next random rule. I'm just gonna drink some Pepsi. Yeah, good work, Paladin, on the gear thing solution. Super appreciated. A hero of the Diablo community, continuing the convenient viewer things when Diablo run shut down. Need at least one more stash. Yeah. So filling one stash tab full of potions is not a, you know, something to be satisfied with. That only means it's time to clear out another stash tab. I think one is enough. One extra is enough, and I do that pretty frequently. I've noticed in my challenges. Like I ended up using the second stash tab for challenge characters, and part of me always feels a little bit bad for it, because you shouldn't be able to have that much inventory space or stash space. But at the same time, it often leads to, you know, keeping options open, and that's fun. We're only level 23, so we don't even have battle orders yet. So Warcry is a few levels away, or maybe more than a few. One socket. Check brandy stock. I did. Not the bandy stick, as I used to call it, before realizing there was an R in there. Right. This is all on you, Emilio. No, this is gonna be tricky. Holy crap, Emilio. No. Man, what a terrible spawn. Too many freaking Oblivion Knights.
Greetings.
Thank you, Jesus Hat. No, probably not the last one. Thank you so much for the Prime sub, anyway. Either way. Well, this is bad. And I spammed so many potions too, but I guess I didn't do enough. Well, who needs Emilio when you have 2 steel axes? Now my attack rating is significantly lower, but it's not terrible actually. Can I just find item? Actually, I need to take them out first. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Can I just find item on the knights? I can. Let's hope for some gold drops. Of course, this is such a low level. Nothing.
I need mana.
And you can't taunt the Oblivion Knights either, by the way. So you can't like cheese them that way, or cheese them. You can't tactically outplay them like that, like you can with some other ranged enemies in the game. And I don't have leap either, so I can't like pull them apart and then jump on top of the Oblivion Knights either. Well, fighting me in the door was your first mistake, Mr. Oblivion Knight. Well, actually, you'll be alright, it looks like. Man, this is getting intense already, and I haven't even entered the sanctuary yet. Well, I guess I technically have, according to the map. Man, the curses are killing me. Oh, nice. He bled out. Alright, battle won, but that was really intense. Yeah, imagine if Iron Maiden was still in the game, like from the Oblivion Knights. No more potion bodies, no? I need to stop spam clicking find potion. Ooh, tower shield. 2 sockets. Do I need Emilio, or should I try and push on? I think I need Emilio. The problem is that it's so easy to run into a big group in here, move a little bit too far, and then get completely swarmed. But part of me definitely wants to go and farm gold for Emilio. Alright. Open wounds is starting to do a lot of damage. So maybe it's time for a malice anyway. Watching you walk through hell, I wonder what exactly did Tyrael expect Marius to accomplish here? Yeah. In some ways, I kind of wish I had Malice instead, because then I can count on the open wounds triggering each time. Now I only have a 50% chance. Because if with a Malice I could tag each enemy once and, you know, count on them being poisoned. Now I don't really know until I check their health bars. I guess it's fine, but it would be nicer to have 100%. And actually, maybe it's time to go with shield plus malice. But I'm not sure if Wall of the Eyeless... Oh, I promised someone to show Wall of the Eyeless a long time ago. Like an hour ago, and I never did. If you're still here. Here it is. Wall of the Eyeless. But it doesn't really have any great defensive stats. 20 poison resistance. It's more of a caster shield. Well, it does have a little bit of block, but how much block? Oh, 53% chance to block, actually. Yeah, maybe it is Malice time. Shield, yeah, I could use that shield for Rhyme, but I already have a Grur Bone Shield, which is also pretty good. For way less stat requirements. This kind of reminds me of the one-shot assassin run, when we ran around with Malice and one-shot trash enemies with Tiger Strike and open wounds. If LF. Let's do it. Very nice. And then let's use the 5 life replenishment ring to completely negate drain life. I think that's how it works anyway. I hope that's how it works. We can replace one of the scale mails with a field plate. More defense if we end up doing a mercenary weapon. This is also a very nice mercenary stick, because you can make strength in it. Alright, the blade bone days are over. It was fun. Cool to find a unique axe on a barbarian. I think I can also throw this away, and now I should have enough space. Actually, I didn't need to throw that away, I think, but let's do it anyway. Making a little withdrawal from the potion bank. You already had life regen on your amulet. Keep the good ring.
Hail to you, champion.
That's true. I do have 5 here already. I think a little bit of life regen could be nice. I mean, I'm a greedy goblin, but 5 is a little low, I think. And it's nice to... It's very nice to have the poison charm, because now I know exactly when I hit, if I hit an enemy or not. We're doing it. We're maliced up on a Thursday. Are you maliced up on a Thursday? All I can think about is how I spent 60,000 gold on gambling 2 crappy circlets. That's like 20 Emilio resurrections. Well, you live and you learn, except I don't think I'm gonna learn my lesson. I'm gonna do the same thing next time. But don't use malice against the ancients. Well, that's good to know. Though... Well, I guess I can save the steel axe. Wow, this is even slower than my my gambled gear only werebear summon hybrid druid. That was a mouthful. Well, the bad news is that this is not... I mean, this is grindy for sure. I've seen worse, but the bad news is that we're in normal, not in hell. I'm gonna take the stupid mages out first this time. Well, I'm gonna try to anyway. Run. The high octane gameplay you're all here for, right? Oh, I pulled more aggro. That was not my intention. I could probably do with a safety TP, right? I only have 9 tomes. But it's likely that I will need 1 trip to town before Diablo anyway. Oh, 3-socket broadsword, but it's ethereal. Well, I already have my malice. And actually, you know what? Let's commit a few points. I'm committing. Yeah, look, now I'm almost at the attack rating numbers that I had when Emilio was alive and gave me his aura, except without Emilio. Alright, making progress. Normal difficulty, by the way. Should also use Find Potion. Oh, bad timing to do inventory management. Well, it is nice that basically every enemy dies from open wounds eventually, so I only need to really tag them once. Right, this is fine. This is the least dangerous pack after all. Of the Seal Guardians, that is.
Not enough mana.
Alright. Not sure if it's worth... Well, it didn't even trigger. So it's probably not worth worrying about Battle Cry. Better to just run and take a swing whenever I can. My victory was already... The battle was already determined when you got hit with 100% open wounds. My good friend Vizier. Ooh, 100 gold. I should not leave that on the ground. You're just playing an even worse Poison Dagger Necro now. Ouch, that's a perspective that's probably true. Oh, knockback in Malice wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, if I had some knockback, it would actually be pretty good with... Yeah, with Malice specifically. Interesting, yeah. Oops, kiting into more enemies. That's probably not a good idea. I'm not looking forward to the fight against Diablo. But I do think it's going to be fine. Run. No, let's save that. That can be used to heal off a worse curse later, or like if I get cursed in an even worse situation. Like you can use shrines to override a curse if you are cursed. A large boy. 8 attack rating, I'll take it. Oh, actually, Goated charm, 19 extra gold. Holy crap. Best in slots. That's gonna be 20% more Emilios over time. I never noticed that they have that the storm chasers have small bubbles around them. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly why. There's some. I believe there's some graphic setting that does that. Like if you turn one of the sliders up high enough, it appears. Because I don't think it has it on like the default graphic settings. But I guess what you're saying is that it's nice that the fights are so slow and grindy, so that you have time to, you know, slow down and appreciate the details in the artwork. Alright, increased speed. Finally, battle orders, let's go! And Grimward could be good, I guess. We can try it at least. Problem is it only lasts 35 seconds, so it's gonna strain my APM and attention, I guess, to keep it up. On what skill can I put, or what button can I put Grimward? We talked about this last time, but the Paladin or the Barbarian is like sneakily a hero for tryhard players. It's not big axe, dumb hero, bang bang bang. It's like 50 different pre-buffs and combat debuffs and combat buffs. Okay, 50 is an exaggeration, but oh, can I not use Grimward on those either? That feels a little bit strange. They should have a skeleton, right? Like you can even see their skeleton. I see your skeletal elbow here. Or is it an empty suit of armor? Let's show off Grimward. So it makes enemies run away, which is really nice. And when they run away, they take increased damage. And that is a little bit weird because it's hard, unless you're a ranged character, it's kind of hard to hit enemies that run away. But this is actually pretty decent crowd control. Like it works kind of like Howl, but you put it down so you don't have to, like it can scare enemies away while you are howling and other stuff. Though unfortunately it doesn't work against bosses, and as far as I know, the damage bonus taken doesn't work against bosses either, because I think the damage bonus only applies if they are scared away, though I'm not exactly sure. Well, maybe I relied too heavily on Emilio all along. Maybe having Emilio die forever was what I needed to realize that I could do this on my own. You left 2 TP scrolls. I mean, you're right, guys. Classic chat. I'm fighting for my life with a malice and nothing. And you worry about the portal scrolls. Though you are right. I need all the portal scrolls because I can't buy more. But I think I did pick them up. Actually, maybe I didn't want to do that. Maybe I wanted them to come closer to me. Oh, let's not fight them in a fair battle. Let's continue the cowardice hit and run tactic. Because just because I'm taking enemies down doesn't really mean that I can fight them straight up, right? I'm just gonna run in a circle while he dies. For some reason, that is always funny. Oh, alright. Skipping TPs as well, we channel our inner Duriels. Maybe I should do a, maybe since I've been so focused on fighting, maybe I should do a lap around the area after the fight, just to make sure that I picked everything up. Did I miss more scrolls or did I pick them up? Alright, I think I have them. Check magic wand for curse charges. Ooh, interesting. I should. Oh, here it is. But I'm gonna wait until we can do it at Kane for free. I'm stuck. I'm fully stuck. Oh, thank you for releasing me. That was very odd. I'm gonna hit this. Try to take out the mages. And then spawn Mr. Infector and hope to maybe be able to take him out early, so I don't have to kill everyone. I guess that didn't happen. The only enemies who followed me were not him and his pack. Thank the helm. 3 to shout, 2 to taunt. With 2 sockets, this could have been interesting. Wow, that went quickly. Alright then. Now our body is in a really bad space. Use it as a shout buff stick. It would be really nice if I could Grim Ward one of those guys. I'm going for it. No, I guess I'm not. Okay, I'm going for a big loop around. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh man, nice block. Nice block, Mr. Venom Lord. Well played. Was not quite enough though. The fact that the entire pack is extra fast is such a mean, like a nasty stat on the Venom Lords. Because not only do they swarm you quicker, like they start breathing fire so quickly. Like you see them over here and all of a sudden they're on top of you. Oof, alright. How do I approach this though? I guess take one of them down. I have to time it so I only attack when like only one is in. Oh, that was too greedy. So I have to time it so I only attack when I only have one of them in fire breathing range. But now I'm running out of stamina, I guess, at some point. Oh, that was a good option for attack. I was a little bit late, but it worked out. Another good window. Oh, great window. If I can take one down, I can maybe Grim Ward and create some space. Yeah, here we go. Goblin tactician. Oh, okay, that was... I got too greedy, but it worked decently. And now I should have another body. Yep. Ooh, full helm. Hello. I don't know what's going on with the loot luck in this run. I guess the game compensates my terrible rules luck with really good loot luck. Well, not that the items are amazing, but I'm finding a lot of both set and unique items from like completely random enemies. I mean, I do have 100 magic find, but still, it's not like I'm power grinding. All right, do I have any more life potions? Not on me. All right, this should be fine. If it's only one of them. Nah, 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 nah. You can't catch me. All right, here we go. I do need to go to town and get more potions from the stash. $15 all res, 7 damage reduction. Absolutely amazing item to get right now. Though, you know, we never know when we will lose the ability to equip unique items, so I guess I have to save it, the other one, the other helm, in the stash.
Stay a while and listen.
You were right, it does have dim vision charges, but this is gonna be too expensive to repair, and I don't really... If it was weakened, maybe I would have saved it at least. We could revive Emilio now, but I don't think that's a good idea. Take a bunch of rejuves. Yeah, I do have so many rejuves, that's right. That's totally right. How will you survive Big D though? Yeah, I think I'm the same strat as the Infector. Try to hit him sometimes and then just run. It's gonna be tough though. Yeah, Emilio will just get one shot. And Emilio is not good enough. He's not really as tactical or as cowardly as me. Oh, that's true, Daliden. That one point into increased speed. Yeah, that probably helped a lot in that fight. Actually. Completely serious when I say that. Well, let's save stat points now, so we can put natural resistance and battle command and Warcry when we hit 30. Because even before respecing to a singer, Warcry could still probably be decent.
Greetings.
Oh, sorry, forbidden fruit. I'm going to put up one safety portal. There's no chance I will remember to keep battle orders up for the entire fight, but I think this is the play. So we tag him, and then we let open wounds work for a while. Just to minimize the amount of time he damages us. Or that sounds really boring, actually. And I do have a good amount of potions. Well, he's dealing me like chip damage otherwise. With his fire nova. Like open wounds lasts for sorry, open wounds lasts for like 8 seconds, I think. So I could get away with hitting him like every 8 seconds. Of course it helps if I hit him more often, but gonna try to get him out of the pentagram. I actually don't think it's worth the spending the attention on trying to keep battle orders up.
I am overburdened.
Because I have to recast it every half minute. If it's gonna be up 100% of the time. Well, it looks bad, but it also looks good. Like, I definitely think this is a victory, unless I completely run out of potions, but I don't think I will. We have a bunch still left in the stash. With this strategy, I actually want him to use the lightning as often as possible, because it is kind of easy to dodge if you are just a little bit out from him. I'm gonna regen my stamina before going back in. Don't get greedy, man. You don't need to hit him twice. You only need to hit him once and then run. Dying is super expensive now, because you'll probably lose some of that gold, and you have like 4k, so there's no need to be greedy. Just go in when there's an opening. Ah, beautiful execution. Oh, thank you. Go in, bonk. Don't stay even if you miss, just keep running. And then walk for a bit to regen stamina. Bonk. Alright, that was fine. Didn't do that much damage, actually. With how much I've hit him with malice, it feels like he should be really easy to hit soon. Alright, I need to walk for a bit. Starting to look like I might need to go back to town for topping up my potion supply. greedy. There is a lightning shrine over there, but the lightning beam does not only the lightning damage, it's half lightning and half physical. So I think I can tank it even with max lightning resistance, to be honest. Alright. Well, he's below half, or about half. Ooh. Well, with 50% chance to block. Now the malice is breaking. What's running out first, Diablo's life or the durability on my malice? I'm gonna try and run to the portal. I need to refill my potions anyway. Ooh, this is intense. Like, my right arm is super tired.
Hello.
What an intense fight. This is great. This is absolutely amazing. I guess let's take the free heal while we're in town anyway.
What do you need?
I'm gonna hide this here just so Diablo doesn't bone prison the TP. Oh, did you see that? He taunted me. That's super rare. He does have a taunt skill of some kind, but it's very rare that he uses it. What an asshole. Actually, I mean, I can't stand in the lightning beam probably still, but it's actually not dealing that much damage. But I have 50% block for physical damage, and I also have 7 damage reduction on my helm, on my new helm. So I am mitigating quite a bit of damage from the beam. And yeah, I have 25 lightning resistance. I feel like we need to do it for science. Next time he uses lightning beam, we're gonna tank it. Alright, still not tankable, but I mean, it was not like a one-shot like it can be sometimes in a few frames. Well, that's not a one-shot, I guess. Man, at this point, at this rate, I'm regretting that I not started a timer before this fight started. Holy crap. I guess I can look at the recording later, but this has been one of the Diablo fights of all time. Alright, we're almost there, boys. and girls and goblins and ghouls.
Eternal suffering would be too great for you, Diablo.
Man, holy crap. Sorry for getting so quiet for a while there. Holy crap, what a fight. That was intense. By far the most intense normal Diablo fight I've had in a while. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you. No. No way, man. The loot luck is insane. It feels great that we're getting rewarded for our struggles. Zarfen, the loot goblin favorite. Though it would require a respec, I guess. And a new toy for Emilio. I guess the rares are a slap in the face. It feels good to be like when you have such a grindy fight. It feels very good to be properly rewarded. Steel Driver, one of the best low-level uniques, I would say. Well, not a great roll. It rolls between 200 and 300 enhanced damage. But still, big damage numbers, fast attack speed. And you know, it does have minus 50% requirement. Oh, it has minus 50% requirement. That didn't show up on the stat thing before. So I can actually use this. Well, I can't. I'm level 24 and this is required level 29. But, I mean, we're for sure gonna test it out. I'm not sure that it's gonna be better than Malice for this weak-ass barbarian with no combat skills. Like, if we could use combat skills, Steel Driver would be amazing. Could be an endgame weapon for sure. But, oh, I don't need to identify it. But then also the Impaler, holy crap, that's great. 155 ED, 20% increased attack speed, 40% chance open wounds. That's amazing for Emilio. Man, that's such a good weapon. 2 awesome drops from Diablo. So it's safe to say that we were rewarded for our struggles. Yeah, this looks great. I mean, we are both quite a ways off from equipping either. Ah, but that's great. Prevent monster heal actually does not work if on the mercenary. Otherwise it's a really good stat. Wait, hold on. Ignores target's defense, open wounds, prevent monster heal. What if this is not an Emilio stick at all? What if this is a random guy stick? Maybe it's not better than Malice, but I have to close my window. There's someone playing music outside. Next rule will be no uniques allowed. Holy crap, yeah. Okay, that's true. Let's not get too excited. Let's go to Act 5 and roll spin the wheel first. Go, no rune words roll. Well, okay. I tried to be a positive guy. At least now we can survive either no rune words or no uniques. Though no uniques would be painful. Man, let's go. Okay, we need to roll right away in case we get something that messes with what we are allowed to do. Will you kill the Ubers with this char? Maybe someday it will actually happen. Zarfen kills the Ubers. Alright, time to spin the wheel again. my mood is very high from that drop and from an epic Diablo fight. So time to put me down back to Earth. Back on Earth with another rule. Come on, a freebie. No summons. No, we're going past no summoned units. Alright. Permanently add +2 to /players. Alright, I don't mind that. It will kind of be good for a while because it's gonna be more experience and more loot. But I'm never allowed to move back again, so I will from now on I will have to fight every act boss on players 3. I will have to fight all difficulties on players 3. Which of course makes the game a lot harder. So I'm not thrilled about it, but at least it doesn't mess with my character, right? I saw second skill trees banned and like, oh no, it's gonna happen, but it skipped past. And I guess it was pretty close to first skill tree as well. Whose idea was it to put everything so close together? Must drop 4 random pieces of gear. Oh, I have those as well, that's true. I forgot about those. Alright, well... I guess we are players 3 from now on. Did it go through? Yes, it did. Put it up on the... /players +2. Could you use combat skills if they come from items? No. Should the +2 not remain on the wheel? No, because I have another +2 and then also a +3. Otherwise I would leave it on the wheel. Ancients on players 3 as well, yeah. Bale fight about to be 30 minutes. Honestly, I would like to see more positive stuff on there as well. 15 downsides is so much. Yeah, actually, you know, when I designed this, I was like, of course it should only be negative stuff. It's supposed to be challenging. It's gonna be, you know, I want the game to get harder, not easier. But after having played it now for, you know, a fair bit, I think every individual rule is pretty mild, but when you stack them on top every act, it becomes pretty ridiculous pretty quickly. My crushing blow might be super important if we are gonna play on higher player setting. Like, I think Crushing Blow doesn't scale with player settings, right? But it's still, you know, a reliable way to take away chunks of enemy HP. Well, Crushing Blow is always good. Well, I have some space in my potion tab for now. You know, the challenge is cooked when you are super relieved to get +3 to all players. But the start of the act should be fine, and you know, players 3, as long as I can survive, which I mean I should be able to survive. Let's do that so I don't forget. I should definitely be able to survive, and then the experience should be good, and we should catch up in levels, perhaps even over level a bit, which will help with for a lot going forward.
The time has come to cleanse my homeland.
Let's see if one hit with open wounds is still enough to take an enemy down on players 3. Well, I didn't get time to see, but it didn't feel like that was gonna kill them in 8 seconds. Yeah, Act 5 is such a, especially coming from Chaos Sanctuary, one of the most difficult and, you know, places with the most annoying enemies. Act 5 is such a breath of fresh air, or a relief, or however you wanna phrase it. Like, enemies are weaker, there's tons of enemies outside, they give good experience. The area is nice and open and not, you know, crammed. There's no curses, unless, I mean, you can run into cursed enemies, of course. The only exception, I would say, is like in Hell, when you roll a battlefield with like skeleton archers, quill rats, and, you know, these guys, death maulers. So it's like only ranged attacks, because then you get so many projectiles thrown at you. So I definitely think the next step is to farm until we can use our new weapons. Well, maybe we're not gonna do it like at the very start of the act, but we should definitely do it before we go into trying fighting the Ancients and Bale. Yeah, I try to avoid mobs most of the time, but if it is for like a challenge, like, let me rephrase, I try to avoid quality of life mods on stream.
I'll put that to good use.
But I would definitely be open to do mods that is a challenge, for example, like double density, or, you know, the 1 HP mod. The 1 HP challenge is done on a mod. Exceptional sword, 2 sockets, fast attack speed. Possible future strength base? Question mark. Yeah, cool people play double density mod. How's that going, by the way? Did you finish the one you streamed, Rabbit? The double density Amazon? Or are you still working on that series?
I am overburdened.
Can't leave a rejuve hanging. Yeah, you cleared it. Took a full stream to do Act 5 plus the cow level, but we got it done. Double density cow level sounds pretty juicy. Pretty beefy, rather, maybe. Players 3 Ancients, yeah, that's gonna be tough. Maybe not in normal, because in normal they don't spawn with any special mods, is that right? Or do they have one? I forget. But I mean, we're looking way ahead into the future now. But if we make it to Hell, or when we make it to Hell, since it is softcore, but, you know, if the run goes completely wrong, maybe we'll give up. But when I make it to Hell, Players 3 is gonna be very bad. Ooh, 24 lightning resistance. That goes in the stash, I think. Oh, I keep forgetting my battle orders. I will probably keep forgetting battle orders until it has like a solid 3 minutes on the timer or something. I think the run would be impossible before that. It is definitely a possibility. I am pretty optimistic right now, but there is definitely a lot that could go wrong before we get to that point. No combat skillers. No. No combat skills at all. We're a basic attack, normal attack barbarian. It would be nice if Emilio would help out, though I guess it is my fault for not explaining to him where the stairs were. I guess this is a showcase of how bad my damage is and how much Emilio is actually doing. Though as weird as this sounds to say, my damage isn't awful by enemies. Like, I can kill enemies. And it's not like taking 10 hits. Though my attack rating is a little bit rough. I guess the enemies here are kind of a high level and I'm only 24. On a lot of other challenges I've been 24 in Act 3. I guess I skipped a lot of enemies because it was such a struggle to fight. I talked about it in Act 3 already that, you know, it's tough to fight, so I don't want to fight. But if I don't fight, I'm not gonna get stronger. And then I didn't fight more anyway.
I am overburdened.
I'm gonna say goodbye to the superior 3-socket Polak X. Ren room for passion, that would be awesome. Though passion only adds a level 1 seal, right? So you would need at least +3 to skills to get the full 5 hits. But that could be pretty big. Absolutely. Emilio almost died, but I kept him alive. Which is super important because I'm still very, very gold poor. Oh yeah, I don't expect to find a Lem rune at all, since I can't, since I'm not allowed to cube one. You know, finding a Lem is gonna be very unlikely. So, if I were to look into the future and plan, even though it's dangerous to plan, I think we're gonna grind some levels in Act 5. And then once we reach Nightmare, I think we have to hit the Countess. There are so many good rune words that could make a big difference. Even a piece body armor to get a chance to cast Valkyrie could be huge. For another tank. Spirit, if that's what we end up doing. Lore in a helm. Which, I mean, this is good, but Lore also has lightning resistance, damage reduction, and a skill on top. So this is very good, but I still think Lore is better. Slightly depending on what build we do, maybe. And what our other gear is. Because fit into all resistances is very convenient. For you, the Dusk Deep is always better. Well, yeah, as long as I'm a fighter, probably. But like if we go for a singer, Lore is obviously pretty nice for the +1 skill. But maybe we'll find a helm with +2 Warcry. Actually, it never happens to me, but it has happened like once or twice that the game can crash when you kill Shank. So I'm gonna go into the waypoint before I kill him, just in case the game crashes. Grim Ward. Good call. The thing I was saying about the Barbarian having too many buttons, what I really meant is that it's too many buttons for me, so I keep forgetting to use the skills. So I'm gonna use them all at once. We're getting there. Let's go.
The siege is broken.
And now we do have a socketing quest. I don't think any of our current gear is really worth using a socketing quest on. Maybe the steel driver. But I am being very cautious about overvaluing the steel driver when we can't use a combat skill.
You're...
No, why do you put them over here? Don't you want to fill this gap out first? The way the game decides where to place potion is so unpredictable to me. Da-da-da. Saving gear. And I guess at this point, these are like marked for Andariel fights, and these are marked for Duriel fights only. Diablo would lose the first level of Tetris anytime. True, true, true. No rare gear. Does that include set items too? No, it's rare gear is only yellow named gear. Do I have any rare? In my shardy stashy. Doesn't look like it. Oh, this is a rare. So like when the name is yellow, that's a rare item. This is a magic item, and then the green set, unique. This looks like unique, but it's actually a rune word. And there's individual rules for every item, like rarity. Except white items, so no matter how bad things get, we cannot become completely gearless. Why didn't he make stealth? Because I have Arctic Furs and Arctic Binding for 40% Magic Find. And you can say that I overvalue Magic Find all you want, but I just like to point out how many set and uniques we found, and I would like to credit my Magic Find greed for that. But eventually I will probably have to shift focus from loot to... I just need to see what it is. From loot to power, and then stealth is probably good, especially if we go for the single route, of course. Then it's gonna be really good.
Evening.
Repair. Cold resist, lightning resist, life. Well, it's not that good. I just wanted to see what I was missing out on. Do you want to credit your crippling gambling addiction for anything? Well, for coming up with the gambling only run, I guess. Oh, it is 3:45. Time flies when you... Time flies when you have fun, and when you're stuck fighting normal enemies in normal, relying on open wounds. I actually need to end the stream, unfortunately. So we didn't finish normal today. But I guess that means we'll finish normal tomorrow for sure. Time flies when you spend 45 minutes in the Chaos Sanctuary, exactly. Yes, I am streaming tomorrow. Unless I slip and break my leg. But I shouldn't jinx it like that. Wow, a normal act in just a day. Well, in just one day after 2 other days. Time flies like an arrow, fruit flies like a banana. Well said. Thank you everyone for hanging out today. This was super fun. What a fun challenge. Thank you everyone for joining me. And enjoy the rest of your Thursday. But I'm not gonna wish you a nice weekend yet, because I am continuing this tomorrow. I'll be sure to schedule the stream. But, you know, around noon. Right, thank you everyone. Have a good one. And I will see you next time on the Wheel of Misfortune.